Yeah, I thought it was very explosive by the offense. Big plays. Started out with some shorter stuff, some screens. They were all over those, and then we started putting it downfield and really good at it. Justin, of course. I mean, it's like being around greatness every day. That's all I can say. I'm just every day get to watch him and love the run. I mean, I thought that really got us going, really sparked us, and and he can show what he can do. I mean, he can run. He can run fast. And Ladd, I mean, tremendous day. Some big time catches down the field by Ladd, and then finishing on the touchdown. I think he's in some rare company now with rookie wide receivers for the Chargers. In the history, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns in a game. I think it's only been done like 4 times. There's been some really good receivers, and I just want to say that about our receivers. I mean, we love them, and Josh Palmer, another really good game. Will Dissly doing some great things. Love the way Justin, just like he said he would go back to Jalen Reagor and went to him in a crucial situation. Thought that was outstanding. That's a real leader, I could tell from the time the ball was snapped what he did with his eyes, and then he was going to Regs. So big play, great catch by him. So many other good things. I thought the offensive line. I mean, that was a real battle. In there, J.K. Dobbins, tremendous job by him. Those were tough yards that he was getting. I thought he really sparked us in the second half. With that, it was an 11-yard run, but I mean that's the hardest 11-yard run I think I've ever seen a guy make. The tackles he was breaking. It was, a lot of guys, a lot of heroes from this game. I want to point out J.K. Scott, who had a tremendous game, not just a great game. I mean, a tremendous game by him, flipping the field, numerous times with some big, huge punts. And then the defense, you gotta, gave up some yards, but made the plays we had to. I mean, really only gave up 6 points on defense today, which it's almost impossible to do in the NFL. Great play, the holding penalties, that our guys got. I mean, it was a relentless day. I mean, you can just tell you guys were in there in the locker room, right? I mean, you can see the price the guys paid. I mean, there's a price to be paid for these wins, and they really spent themselves. Just look around the locker room and see the guys like J.K. and Morgan Fox, Brad Bozeman, the Slater, Mr. Alt, just guy after guy. You know the price that they paid. I mean, they gave it their all. They left it all out there on the field, and I thought played a pretty. I mean, 4 quarters of really good football, offense, defense, and special teams. Very pleased, very proud. Pull it down. Now we'll go search for our next win.
Just with Ladd and his performance, obviously we see him have a lot of success operating over the middle, third downs. But if he can attack down the field and be explosive and as a down the field receiver, how does that change the dynamic of the offense?
Yeah, well, it's not an if. I mean, he can. Take the if out of it. He can most definitely. I mean, he's sure fast enough. He's sure been effective as an outside receiver, as a slot receiver. We've known that, but his ability to find the ball. I mean, it's in contested catches is very special. Saw it again today. The touchdown he had a few weeks ago. Very similar. How did he come down? How did he come down with that? How did Justin put the ball, just right there in the exact perfect spot, 47 yards downfield? I mean, it's great. I mean, and our receivers know it. They know. I mean, they could appear to be covered, but they know number 10 is going to put the ball in, on a dime, where they got a chance to make the play. So everybody running, everybody alert, and but yeah, special. That takes nothing away from Ladd. I mean, that's incredible. The catch he made today. Yeah, I didn't think there was any room for it to, really come down, but he found it, tracked it, made it unbelievable catch, and then Sports Center highlight clip right after that, to go score that touchdown and put the ball in the end zone. It's good. I mean, it's what we needed. It's what we've been needing. I always think of it like my dad's got this great analogy of the old olive jar. They get packed in there so tight that you open the lid on it and you could turn it over and nothing comes out. Not even any juice is seeping out. But if you can just get one, like Ladd's touchdown, and then another, then they stop popping out and plop, 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 plop. That's what we're going for. I think that's something that we certainly did today. I mean, to make the play, but then finish with the ball in the end zone, or Justin makes the big 34-yard run, and then we finish with points, or we finish in the end zone. J.K. makes those kind of runs. I mean, it's what it takes. I mean, you got to pry those things out of there, and the olives or the touchdowns. I mean, it's both the same, and get them pried out, and then it certainly does a lot for us.
Coach Scott Matlock, a lot of his stats won't jump off the page, but his impact on the game is undeniable. Today he had a huge kick-out block that sprung J.K. Dobbins for a touchdown, huge sack. He also caught a pass to move the chains. How does his game embody the spirit of the team?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about leaving it all out there, right? I mean, catch a pass, touchdown block, get a sack, all in the same game, and what he's doing, getting his job done on special teams. That's why we gave him a game ball in the locker room after the game. I mean, we love him. He's a hero to us.
The safety early in the game, was that just a missed snap there? Or
Yeah.
Just a misfire from Josh.
Yeah, a wide right, and J.K. did what he could, but the guy that made the credible play is Hassan Haskins. I mean, my man H2. He just came hustling over there from the wing position and was able to get that ball out. I mean, it's that kind of. I mean, that's a heroic play. It's a heroic play in the game. 2 instead of 7. That's a big difference. And he had another great play on the kickoff return. I didn't think we blocked it as well. He had about 5 guys that took a shot at him, and finally the 6th guy, got him down. But still got the ball out to the 34-yard line and hung onto the ball. I mean, he's a football player. Those kind of guys, yeah. I mean, what do they do for the team? They embody, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the spirit, and then it gets infectious, where other people want to rise up to that, want to do the same thing. Guys that are playing with, working through something, we all know what they are, what they're working through, and the price they're paying, and being out there and helping our team, and that becomes infectious too. But that's what I would say to answer your question about Scott, or plays that like H2 or that Ladd makes, or J.K. or all the guys. J.K. Scott, I think I mentioned that, right? Game ball for J.K. Scott, incredible game. So just keep building, better. That's what we're going for.
With the offsetting personal fouls.
Yeah.
Obviously, their defensive lineman looked to be kind of grabbing at Justin's ankle, but Bradley came over and delivered a shot. Do you like that from an offensive lineman? He's sort of protecting the quarterback in that situation after the play?
I think it's just something that's instinctual. Those offensive linemen. I mean, you ask them to do so much. I mean, they got a run block. I mean, they're hitting every play. They got a pass block. I mean, you're asking them to pursue the play just in case there's a fumble down the field. And they got to hustle and do that. I mean, we ask so much of them. We don't ask them to, clean the piles and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it was. I mean, everybody knows Justin got a bad ankle, and she got. I wasn't out there. I just saw what I saw. I don't know how long it was going on, but that's. I mean, if that's going on too long, it should be an ejection. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't blame him. I don't encourage that, but at all. But I don't blame them either. I mean, that's how they're wired. I mean, offensive linemen are they're protectors. They're healers. They're forces for good.
Coach, J.K. Dobbins, he's been a very consistent piece for this offense, running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield. Is this kind of the player that you envisioned when you guys brought him in during the offseason?
Yeah. Yeah, J.K. all day. I think that was his nickname back in his collegiate days. But there was, I've seen it from him before. But I mean, there's a thing that happens. I mean, the kind of competitor he is, the fierce competitor. I mean, it came out in a way that everybody saw it on that 11-yard run. That was fierce, just fierce. I mean, did not want to be denied. Was not gonna go down, and was gonna do everything he could to be a hero and spark our team and lift us up when we needed it in the second half there. And I thought it really did. I mean, it's a shining star example, if everything else. And yeah, there's a fierceness there, and he keeps going the way he's going. I mean, if he hasn't already been nominated for Comeback Player of the Year, if he has, then I'll add to it and be singing with the choir. But if I am the first to nominate him, then so be it. I'll nominate him for Comeback Player of the Year.
You mentioned it earlier, but how big was the Dobbins touchdown to finish the 15-play, 90-play drive? Because you've had some long drives like that throughout the season that have kind of finished with field goals instead of touchdowns.
What's the question?
The Dobbins touchdown is second quarter. How big of that was a momentum lift going into halftime and finishing with
huge.
the
It's just we get down there in the 3 and we get a false start. I mean, things we're working hard to to clean up and not do, and then instead of 1st and 3, it's 1st and 8, and he got hit behind the line. Got hit at the line before the goal line, and you could just see it from that point on. He wasn't going to be denied. Was not going to be denied, and let's feed him. And those are all, I mean, tough. I mean, 1.5-yard carries, 1.5-yard carry, 2-yard carry. Then there's some 3s, and some 4s, and then back to didn't have any 1-yard carries after that. But then then the 10. Those are that's a, I mean, what was it, 59 yards for 49 for JK, and 57 for 57 for JK. That's 57 hard earned, not going to be denied type of yards. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that lifts the ball count, makes you a hero to your team.
Coach, there's a toughness that just comes with wherever you've been. Wherever you go, you were a tough player when you played, but it's starting to really show with this Chargers.
You don't have to keep that to yourself, too. You can kind of spread the word on that.
But honestly, with Justin's a tough guy, but it just feels like this year there's just something different about him and just this team as a whole. What does it mean as a coach when you pour it onto your team and they embody almost who you are, and then it translates to the football field like the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's only tough players. I mean, there's no such thing as tough coaches. It's just there isn't. I promise you. I mean, there isn't. It's just tough players. I appreciate you saying I was a tough player. I feel good about that. But these guys, yeah. I mean, Justin Herbert. I mean, there's no way anybody. There's no. I mean, I could have done it. I think I could have played with a high ankle sprain. Could have played it, but I wouldn't have played. I wouldn't have been good enough with a high ankle sprain to be out there and helping my team. And he's got a high ankle sprain, playing a week later, and still got a 100 quarterback rating in each of those games. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like being around greatness every day. And I'm not nearly as tough as like Khalil Mack. I mean, there's a guy that's, he's working through stuff, but it doesn't. He still plays. He still plays with this perfection, this grace. It's like Joe DiMaggio, with a heel spur. He just there's no difference, in the play. So, yeah, they're just those great players are just, they're tough and they're really good. That you wouldn't even know that that would have affected a guy like me. Yeah, I could have played through it, but I wouldn't have been good. Like I would have been great, like they are. And J.K. and again, the guys up front. Offense and defensive line. It's a talent. I truly believe that. Toughness is a talent, and there's no coach that can take any credit for that particular player's talent of being tough. And I can't take any credit for, the talent that Justin has for, throwing the ball, or that Khalil Mack has for rushing the passer. They're great. That's why they'll be in the Hall of Fame someday. And those are those kind of players. So appreciate the question, but yeah, there's no tough coaches.
Bo wasn't a tough coach.
Pardon?
Bo wasn't a tough coach. Bo wasn't a tough coach.
Toughness? Toughness is playing. Players are tough. Players are tough. Tough. Yeah, tough. That's that talent of being tough as a player. Yeah, I think that's just players. You can be a strategist. You can be an advice giver. You can be an example setter. But you don't really get a chance to, be tough like football. Football is. It's about as closest thing to. It's the last bastion of hope, for outside the military too. Where physical, mental toughness on display, on a daily basis. The military and football. Those are our last bastions of hope for toughness, and maybe I'm overstepping. Maybe I'm overreaching there, but having played, I know what these guys go through, and being around them every day. It's the talent of toughness that they have is man, it's off the charts. A lesser man couldn't do it, and we're talking lesser. That's going to be about 99% of the population. What these guys go through. Nothing but respect. Put it that way, and then shut up.
Will today's performance impact your thought process before the trade deadline either way?
Joe, that's a Joe Ortiz question, and I know he's got our back, he's got our front, he's got both sides, front, back, and sides, and I know he's always going to be doing whatever he can to help our team.